deadline to file your taxes is now 1 week away, and if you're expecting a return, we're helping you make ends meet, finding you the best ways to spend that extra cash. This year's average tax refund is expected to be about 11% smaller than last year, but still at an average of about $3,000. Now that means it's a prime opportunity to make some smart money moves here. So financial experts gave 4 tips to spend your return wisely. First, experts say to boost your emergency savings fund, and then do not touch it. Also, purchase a life insurance policy, one that covers about 5 to 10 times your annual salary. Third, tackle your high interest debt. This goes for credit cards, personal loans, or any outstanding debt you might have.
It'll improve your cash flow because by knocking out some debts, by either eliminating them or by reducing them, you're going to be paying out less every single month to banks, to credit unions, etc.
Now, finally, experts say invest in yourself. Set aside some of that refund cash for a gym membership, dental work, or maybe even a new wardrobe. All right, we are following up on the efforts to revive Buffalo's Central Terminal as it approaches its 100th anniversary. Right now, the redevelopment project is in a phase 1 of renovations to stabilize the building. Crews have been working for the past few months on the roof, parking area, and the electrical system. Now, there's no plan yet for what the space will become. Councilmember Mitch Nowakowski told us the city is open to hearing ideas and working with developers here.
I think the future of the Central Terminal is really up to all of our imagination. I could see this spot being a destination where people want to host weddings and have a boutique hotel, but also having a multitude of uses that are seasonal and performance-based.
So Nowakowski says the terminal will still be used as an event space for already existing events while undergoing construction, which he expects to last for the next few years. Now, the terminal got funding for this project last year when the state announced $60 million for this restoration. The first $20 million was released to the group late last year. All right, everybody, still to come on 7 News at noon, making dreams come true for girls who need a prom dress this spring in Western New York. Howard?
Today, we're going to turn this into a butterfly. There's no magic required, just a sharp knife and a few tips that I'll show you coming up.
Welcome back, everybody. Now to a new report about rising sea levels, not just on the east or west coast, but in the south. And it's worse than many scientists thought. Here's ABC's Lionel Moise.
A new study warns sea levels are rising in the south, accelerating rapidly since 2010, putting tens of millions in the path of future floods.
We haven't seen anything comparable over the past century.
The study's co-author says sea levels along the southeast and Gulf coasts are rising at rates unprecedented in at least 120 years, rising nearly 5 inches just since 2010. That's about double the average global rate.
Sea levels are not only increasing along the coast there, but it extends into the adjacent North Atlantic Ocean and into the Caribbean Sea.
Humans in part to blame for the rising sea levels due to greenhouse gases and aerosols.
We could attribute approximately 40% of the acceleration to man-made climate change, but 60% of it is natural climate variability, natural ups and downs that always occur.
Researchers say hurricanes have been more severe in recent years due to higher sea levels and storm surge, including Hurricane Michael in 2018.
It's been very traumatic. I can't hardly eat, and I can't hardly sleep. It's unthinkable.
Michael hit Florida's panhandle as a Category 5, and Hurricane Ian last year claimed the lives of more than 100 people in Florida.
I don't have a house. I don't know where to go. I don't know where to live.
Lionel Moise, ABC News, New York.
Lionel, thank you. Well, starting today, your high school students can get the prom gown of their dreams for free. Colvin Cleaners bringing its Gowns for Proms program back to Shays Performing Arts for the first time since 2019. So today through Thursday, you can pick up a clean, donated gown for prom. Vice President of Colvin Cleaners, Chris Bellini, says it's an emotional experience getting to help local girls get to have the best prom experience.
And it is a really, really cool experience, and to see it on stage with thousands of gowns lined up, and to see the excitement and the smiles, and you know, my father says that he has tears in his eyes every single year, just making it a memorable experience.
So here's how it works. You sign up online for a time to pick a gown, then bring your student ID to Shays Performing Arts Center, and you'll get to pick your own. Coven Cleaners is also accepting dresses all year round. If you want to donate, we have a link to sign up at WKBW.com. Well, the top chef for the Bills and the Sabres is helping children in underserved neighborhoods in Buffalo. Chef Stephen Foreman is teaming up with Candles in the Sun, teaching kids about the quality of cooking and how different ingredients impact the taste of food and the nutrients they provide.
Being able to use citrus, using different kinds of oils, more flavorful oils, less harmful oils, being able to teach them how to, use simple, cooking techniques, so that way I'm adding a flavor profile they're not used to, and now they learn how to do it, they can make a better choice to eat healthy.
I think it's important to learn how to cook at a very young age because it teaches you life skills, and you don't have really trouble cooking when you're older.
Yeah, it also can be a lot of fun. The next Heroes Kitchen event is on April 24th. You can find their full schedule on WKBW.com. All right, it's time now for a check-in on the weather. Meteorologist Josh Nichols tracking your 7 weather forecast. A little windy out there, Josh.
Yeah, a stiff breeze for sure, Taylor, this afternoon. Good afternoon to you as well at home. We have more in the way of clouds this afternoon versus yesterday, too. But it's still a decent day out there. Just have to hang on to your hat as you make your way through downtown, in particular, between some of those buildings. It stays on the breezy side going into tonight, but still on the mild side as well. And if you liked yesterday's weather, you are going to adore the next few days. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday are sun-filled, and temperatures are going to be on the up and up for sure. This afternoon, still dealing with highs into the upper 50s downtown Buffalo. It will be warmer inland because that wind out of the southwest modifies the temperature downtown. You'll really see that here in just a moment when I show you what it is out there at this point. By 10 o'clock this evening, still breezy, but the winds will diminish going into tomorrow. These are some of the latest gusts that were clocked. 32 miles per hour in the Falls, gust to 40 miles per hour at last check in Dunkirk. As I mentioned, it will be milder today inland, so if you're heading down the road to Rochester to see the Bisons take on the Wings, sun and a few clouds there. 65 degrees this afternoon also with that stiff breeze. The combination of the increase in temperature, that strong April sun angle, really getting everything to blossom. Spring is busting out all over basically, and we have high levels of tree pollen. That's the reason for all the sneezing and the wheezing if you are an allergy sufferer. Some of the wind gusts here for this afternoon. Again, several hours with gusts almost to near 40 miles per hour. Winds will diminish overnight. And this is our high resolution model that really shows you some of the areas that might pick up on some of the stronger gusts into this evening. Batavia, Attica, Alden, all could see gusts close to 50 miles per hour. So that wind with the dry air has delivered an elevated fire weather risk. We shouldn't be burning anything anyway out there. But keep that in mind. European computer model shows us nicely the beautiful weather that lies ahead over the course of the next few days. A lot of clear sky back to the west. That bodes well. And then it also shows this front that's going to be making its way through the Midwest. Saturday, bringing some showers to Chicago. That should be here on Sunday, so we'll probably end the weekend up wet. And then early next week looks a lot cooler. 56 right now in Buffalo with that wind off chilled Lake Erie. We're one of the coolest spots in all of the Northeast right now. And again, the winds, because of this disturbance that's tracking to our north, the modeling showing increasing clouds and temperatures that'll be dropping back later tonight to only into the upper 40s, really. 59 on average here for this afternoon. Mid-40s overnight for most. There is your super 7-day forecast. Lots of sunshine Wednesday and Thursday, mid-60s. Then we get into the mid-70s. The 70s are back. I wonder if that means bell bottoms are back too. On Friday, we start the weekend off warm. We end with showers, and then there's that cool Monday that I was referring to. But let's not think about that. Let's enjoy what we have.
There's
we have it.
So much to enjoy. I keep waking up in the morning and just assuming it's going to be cold. So I'm still in the winter frame of mind. But no, we've made it. We're here.
Birds are chirping. Flowers are bursting.
Butterflies flying around. All things are happy,
Yes.
Josh. Thank you so much. We'll be right back after this. Well, hey, this nice week ahead of us means golf season is coming early. The golf courses at Delaware and Cazenovia Parks in Buffalo are opening tomorrow. The courses are open every day from 8 to 7. The South Park course will open at the end of the month.
Capo Kakko against Levi, who comes well out to meet him. Kakko, Levi with the save, and the Sabres take a big bite out of the Big Apple to keep their playoff hopes alive.
Well, the Sabres staying in the playoff race with Devin Levi's second shutout win. The 3-2 win over the Rangers keeps the Sabres in the playoff race. But of course, every game now, including tonight's against the Devils, are must wins. Thanks to those 2 points, the Sabres are now 3 points behind Pittsburgh. They have 3 games left to play. The Panthers and Islanders still on top, looking for that wild card spot with only 1 game left. Puck drop in New Jersey tonight is at 7. Well, Mr. Food's recipe of the day is next. You're watching 7 News at noon. All right, time now to check in with Howard and see what's cooking in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen today.
Every day when I go through my emails, I look forward to seeing what types of recipes and tips and tricks that you're looking for. You know, one question I've seen quite a bit lately is, how do I butterfly a chicken breast? It's a great question. So let me show you how we can magically butterfly these and then turn them into a scrumptious meal. When it comes to butterflying a chicken breast, you want to make sure you start with a nice plump one. Put it on a cutting board and place one hand on top of it, like this. Then, holding a sharp knife horizontal to the cutting board, slowly cut the breast in half, about 3/4 of the way through. You'll know you were successful if both the top and the bottom are about the same thickness, and when you open it up, it sort of looks like a butterfly. Now, we season these with some salt and pepper and smear them with a garlic and herb spread. And we top them with some fresh spinach. And after they're roasted, we'll finish them off with some cheese and a buttery crumb mixture. That's all there is to it. It may look like a pricey dish that you would find in a restaurant, but these are easy enough to be part of your weeknight rotation. To get the recipe for our cheesy stuffed herb chicken, simply visit our website. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a magically butterflied way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
All right, everybody, we still got that sunshine, but it's a little windy out there today. Your 12:30 headlines are next. You're watching 7 News. From 7 News, and we're taking you through the 716 in 2 minutes. We are trying to learn more information about a crash in South Buffalo. A pickup truck involved in the collision ended up hitting a tree near a building at the corner of McKinley Parkway and Downing Street this morning. And we don't know if anybody was hurt or how many vehicles were involved here. And the wait continues. Another extension passed for state lawmakers once again unable to pass the state budget for next year. They now have until next Monday. The original deadline for the budget was April 1st. Now the deadline is April 17th to make sure operations run uninterrupted and some 83,000 state workers get paid. Lawmakers unable to agree on 2 main sticking points: bail reform and housing. On bail, the governor wants to give judges more discretion on when defendants are eligible for bail. Democratic leaders are afraid this could swing too far in the wrong direction. And for housing, the governor proposed 800,000 new affordable housing units over the next 10 years. Okay, we'll check in now with meteorologist Josh Nichols for a look at your 7 weather forecast. Hey, Josh.
Hey there, Taylor. Stiff breezes blowing here for this afternoon. Could see some gusts close to 40 miles per hour. It stays on the breezy side going into tonight. In fact, we could even have some higher gusts into places like Genesee and Wyoming County, but it'll be quite mild even by April standards. Then we get into tomorrow. We'll see an increase in temperature, an increase in sunshine, and as I've been mentioning here for several days, the trend is our friend. We'll do it all over again on Thursday and Friday, and by the end of the week, most spots will be well into the 70s away from Lake Erie. Clouds, some sun, breezy, mild here for this afternoon. 59 is your top temp. We drop to 45 tonight. Again, it's mostly cloudy with that gusty breeze at times. And a quick check of that Super 7-day forecast shows that sunshine, hilltop to lakeshore midweek. And even though it will be breezy, those temperatures at some beautiful spring-like levels. Next chance for rain, the end of the weekend.
You got to look out the window. All you see is that light going on
Okay.
Renee Wiley says that outdoor light goes on often, set off by rats scampering near her home on Dorse Avenue. She says they're often on top of the open garbage cans left by the neighbor feet away from her house.
I don't want them in my house. I can't really sit in the back because I don't want rats running across, so.
I first met Wiley last year. She says it's been an issue for several years and takes pictures of the rats when they come around.
I seen that. I said, what? I said, I've been dealing with this since 2021.
She even bought rat repellent, which she keeps handy. I've been working with Lovejoy Councilman Brian Bowman on the complaints made by her and other neighbors. Bowman tells me 3 weeks ago a city inspector came out and issued a fine for the lack of upkeep.
I just be glad when it's over.
I spoke to the property manager of the home that has rats outside. He is cooperating with the city of Buffalo to get this situation straightened out. He tells me he's in the process of evicting the tenant who lives there, adding that he will monitor this property closer, and if there's any mess left outside, he will clean it up himself. For 7 Problem Solvers, I'm Michael Schwartz.
This isn't your ordinary kitchen.
When salt meets fire.
This is the Heroes Kitchen. It teaches children from underserved communities in Buffalo on how to cook simple foods.
Like, if it wasn't for the curry, I wouldn't be here, like, cooking and stuff. Because normally 10-year-olds don't get to, like, cook like that at my age, but because the curry, he made it work. Yeah.
Several of these kids are at the KeyBank Center.
All the way to the top. Look at that. See that phone? See that?
And Chef Stephen Foreman, who cooks for the Buffalo Bills and Sabres, is showing them the quality of cooking.
Being able to use citrus, using different kinds of oils, more flavorful oils, less harmful oils, being able to teach them how to, use simple, cooking techniques, so that way I'm adding a flavor profile they're not used to, and now they learn how to do it, they can make a better choice to eat healthy.
All right, get your towels.
The president of Candles in the Sun, Dakari Singletary, tells me working with Chef Foreman and Delaware North is the key to impacting the lives of the youth.
We want to redefine real as far as young men. We want them to know that culinary is not just a thing for women, but also it's huge because within a lot of our homes, going out to eat is not necessarily an option every day, or an DoorDash isn't necessarily an option for cost-friendly. So being able to cook from things within your home, use supplies that you have within your home is very key.
And so to just pass on that mentorship and that making those connections with the kids through cooking is something beautiful to me, and I think it's a life skill that everybody should learn to develop. And here, there's things that I'm still learning from Chef Steve, so it's a great experience for us as well.
Throw it in there.
And the hope is for these kids to stick with what this 8-week program is offering.
I think it's important to learn how to cook at a very young age because it teaches you life skills, and you don't have really trouble cooking when you're older.
There are still another 3 regular Heroes Kitchen events on April 24th, May 1st, and May 8th, and I'm told they'll hold a special Father-Son Heroes Kitchen on Father's Day. You can find this full schedule on WKBW.com. Jocelyn Person, 7 News.
3D printing technology is getting better, and it's getting closer to our home kitchens. This 7-ingredient slice of cheesecake, recently created by researchers at Columbia University, is just the latest example of 3D printed food.
The ingredients we're using are no different than the ingredients you'd use in your kitchen. We go to whenever we want to start with a new print, we'll literally go to the grocery store, much the same way you would go peruse the aisles for your local Whole Foods or somewhere to actually get your ingredients for dinner. And then we will grab these ingredients. If they're not already in a paste form, we will have to process them into something that can actually be printed.
The cheesecake he helped make used graham cracker, peanut butter, Nutella, banana puree, strawberry jam, cherry drizzle, and frosting. The researchers say the 3D printed food is actually less processed than a lot of foods we eat today, and it could be a way to have more personalized nutrition in the future.
There are many people who really need sort of a prescription, say, to eat a healthier diet or to, achieve a certain health goal, or even those who have nutrient deficiencies and so forth. This technology could allow people to calibrate, exactly the nutrition that they need in order to, say, heal from, a wound, or manage a chronic disease, or avoid a chronic disease.
And she doesn't see 3D printed food replacing other types of cooking we use now, just giving us more options in the future. Plant-based meat companies are already looking at using the technology to make meat that has the texture and flavor that resembles a cut of steak, for example. Some high-end chefs are also using it in restaurants to create new flavor experiences. The researchers say we could see this technology in our homes in the future, but it will first need more education and acceptance around it.